Hi everyone, my name is Andie. I'm here with my colleague Jeni from East West Health. Today we're talking you through orientation process so that you can have this tool to look back on at any time if you've got any questions. So both Jeni and I, our title in the clinic is Health Advisor. We're both certified health coaches. So we're here to support you, help you achieve your health goals, and maybe set little health goals along the way to make the process a little bit less daunting for you. So I'm just going to hand it over to Jeni to start talking through a program.
Hello everyone, I'm Jeni. I've been with East West for almost 6 years now, and I'm super excited to go over your program. I always get excited about new patients because I've seen a health transformation myself, working with East West and learning so much over the years. And so I get really excited for people. This is a big deal, a big investment, and we're excited to have you here. So I'm going to show a basic program to you guys. We're going to kind of go through things line by line. Your program may not look exactly like this, but there should be similar properties to it. So, all right, here we go. Your unique case evaluation. This is really the time that we spend behind the scenes on your case specifically. So as you enroll in our program, you have a team of different kinds of providers working behind you. You have Andie and I who are going to help you with behavior change, lifestyle change, some of those things that are harder to carry out every single day. You have providers who are trained in Eastern medicine, Western medicine, functional medicine. So you have all this beautiful different kind of background working and collaborating around your health. And then we also have a great admin team. I'm sure you guys have met Misha at this point. She is your go-to for financial questions. And just know that we're always collaborating around your lab work. Any new piece of information that we get is like a little puzzle piece that we put into your program to really determine the best next step for you. So we're constantly reviewing your program as we go along and meeting about it as a team. And then Andie is going to go ahead and explain these couple middle sections of your program.
Okay, so the next section that we go on to is functional medicine. Now, these are the appointments that you have purchased within your program where you're actually having appointment times with your provider and your health advisor, which will either be Jeni or myself. So I'll just tell you a little bit about those roles so that you understand how they work. So your provider is helping you with your peptides, your supplements, and also all of your testing results of any tests that are included in your program. So, and the role that Jeni and I play as health coaches is to help you with those changes and goals and to meet you where you are to best support you to achieve the goals that you're going to set in your program. So there's 6 accelerator sessions with your provider and 6 health advisor sessions. Now these appointments are around 30 to 45 minutes long. There's Zoom calls. We send you a Zoom link. I personally send mine the day before. What about you, Jeni? When do you send your Zoom links out?
Usually the morning of.
Okay, so we just do that a little differently, but you get it on the day, and we connect via Zoom for, like I said, a period of about 30 to 45 minutes. And I will be booking these appointments with you at the end of this call. And as you see, it's a 7-month program, and you've got 6 appointments with a provider and 6 with a health advisor. And how they work is, so you're going to have 2 a month, and they're going to alternate between health advisor, provider, and it really rounds out your care. As your health advisor, I always contact you between these calls as well. So we're in constant contact and constant support for you. So, and also we're very available via email. The clinic number 801-582-2011 is also textable. So that's really handy to know if you've got a quick question. The next section that I'll go into is your peptide and nutrition therapy. Now, I know Misha does a great job of explaining the peptides before you're here in orientation, but just to really make sure that you have a great understanding, your first phase of peptides would have been ordered at or around the time of this orientation appointment. Now, generally the peptides take about 2 weeks to be delivered to you from the compounding pharmacy. You get tracking details when they're on their way so that you know. And please, this is also a really good time to bring up your confirmation of address. You have signed a confirmation of address, and it is somewhat of a contract with us that you are stating you are going to be at your delivery address for the delivery of your peptides. So if you're, and we appreciate that life happens, and in a 7-month program, you might, I hope you get to go on a holiday during this time. So if you're not going to be at your delivery address for your peptide deliveries, please let us know in advance. Okay. And, I don't mean to sound too cranky, but that is your responsibility, and we don't know what we don't know. So please let us know a minimum of 48 hours in advance so that we can either hold the peptides for you or redirect the peptides. So that's really important. So as I said, your first phase of peptides would have been ordered around the time of this orientation appointment. And the peptides take approximately 2 weeks to be filled by the compounding pharmacy. So 2 weeks from now is your approximate delivery date of your first phase of peptides. Now that date is also the approximate delivery date for all of these subsequent months. So phase 1, 2, 3 through to 6 are all delivered approximately the same time from the compounding pharmacies. Now, something else that I like to highlight is that we use a couple of compounding pharmacies. We don't like to split orders, but sometimes it's unavoidable because they don't do the exact peptides. So please keep a printed copy of your program handy so that when you pick your peptide delivery, and for example, Epitalon and Solanc, let's say we ordered those from 2 different ones. If they don't arrive within a few days, you've got your copy. You can reach out to Jenny or myself and just say, hey, I didn't get the Solanc. And we can say, oh, okay, that's on its way. It's coming from the different pharmacy. But like I said, we try to avoid that, but sometimes due to their different products that they produce for us, it is actually unavoidable. So just be aware of that. They arrive cold. Please keep them in the fridge. Okay, they are impacted by extreme heat. Now, when your peptides arrive, as I said, they're shipped cold overnight. You only need to worry about your peptides if they arrive and they're actually hot. They are a little more stable than you might think. So they are stable for 4 days. Okay, so please don't get too worried. Any concerns, please reach out to us. Okay, so this program has the first phase of peptides is actually one is injectable and one is a nasal spray. Please read your dosing amounts and frequencies. They are a prescription product, and as with any prescription, please really understand when you're dosing and the volume. Okay, it's very important. Please keep the boxes that they're all in, because sometimes the dosing is on the box and not on the vial. So please keep the box that the peptide comes, the individual box the peptide comes in, so you've always got that information to refer to. Now, if you haven't given yourself an injection before, please don't be daunted. It's a type of injection that's called subcutaneous, and they're really easy, aren't they, Jenny? It's in an insulin syringe. The needle is about 1 centimeter long, which for the Americans, it's just over 1/4 of an inch or so, and it's very fine. So you would take the cap off your syringe, you would draw your liquid down into your syringe as prescribed, the volume prescribed. You would put your syringe on the counter. Please make sure that the needle tip doesn't touch anything. Like, don't put it on a face cloth or anything, because it is sterile and we want to maintain that integrity. And then you would get an alcohol wipe. You would wipe where you're going to inject yourself. When I inject myself with peptides, I always grab somewhere kind of a bit fleshy, like I grab part of my belly. I pinch it really hard. I wipe it with an alcohol wipe, fan it dry. And if you pinch it hard, you don't feel the needle, but the needle is so fine and so sharp, it is very, very close to painless. We all have slightly different anatomy. If you find an area that went, oh, that actually hurt today, note to self, maybe not so close to where that was, okay? And then you dispose of it in your sharps container. Now you get all of your consumables that you need with that first phase of peptide. So you're getting your syringes, you're getting your alcohol wipes, and your sharps disposal container. Now, sharps disposals vary from state to state. So please look online for how you dispose of your sharps container, okay? In some states, you can put it out just in your rubbish bin, your household rubbish, trash, sorry. And in some states, you need to take it to a pharmacy to dispose of. So please look for your local recommendations for the disposal of your sharps. You can get, depending on your program, you will have a top up of those consumable products as you go through. If you're running low, please reach out to us at the clinic. We can always just, pop some more syringes or alcohol wipes in the post for you. That's no problem at all. The next phase on this program is the 4 phases of cell core. Now, CellCore is a more stable product, so you're actually getting your 4 phases delivered all at once, not like the peptides that come monthly. So the CellCore is doing 2 wonderful things. Okay, it's a detox and it's helping you use the peptides as well. So that's why we're taking the peptides and the CellCore together in tandem. So please just follow the instructions, go from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3 to phase 4. Go through the sequence, following the instructions in each box. Now, with the first phase of CellCore, you will have some CT minerals left over, which is a drop. So please keep taking those while you start phase 2. So when you finish your capsules of phase 1, it's time to start on phase 2, okay? And the drops from phase 1 will overlap, okay? So they're working together, and it's important to be taking those together. Now, do you have anything else to add there, Jeni?
No, you did a perfect job explaining those.
So Jeni's going to start talking to you about the educational curriculum and the diagnostic testing that are included on programs, although they do vary.
Okay, so the educational curriculum is included in most programs. This is a really important part of your program that I think some people tend to glaze over because it's not maybe so tangible, but it is crucial to your program. I'm going to kind of go over some of the things that are included in this education, but first I just want to say this is important because we want you to gain health literacy through this program, and we want you to continue to advocate for yourself throughout your lifetime and your healthcare. And a lot of that comes from better education surrounding your health. Part of that will come from your labs, which I'll talk about in just a second. You do have portal access to what is called Kajabi. I don't know why they chose that word, because I think the word itself is just confusing to people, but that is what the website is called. And from there, we are going to grant you access to what is called your Healthy Self education curriculum. And this means that you get all of our education that we have created for our patients. And these are previous challenges, recipes, exercise videos that I was recording before I got pregnant. Lots of really good media education in there. So if you are feeling like, I have nothing to do on this wonderful, beautiful day, sit down and watch a 15, 20-minute video, get some education about your health. Also, we have live classes every Wednesday. It's our Health Accelerator Challenge, or HACK. And this is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's always going to be with Reagan, sometimes Cade, his brother and our CFO. And Reagan, hopefully you've met him by now, but he is the owner and founder of our clinic. And then Andie and I are oftentimes on there. Sometimes there'll be other guests on these. And what this is a 30-minute live class with all of our accelerator curriculum patients who are going through very similar things as you. And we go over one health challenge every single week, something that you can change simply to your life. And this could be drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water per day, or going for a 10-minute walk after dinner, something very simple, like 10 out of 10, I can do that. You're going to do it for a week, and then you're going to check back in the following Wednesday, check in with your fellow patients. It's a really great way to build community and be held accountable to maybe something that you haven't thought of. And then we also have our live classes every month. I get together with one of my favorite people. Her name is Hillary Hansen. She is a holistic wellness chef, and it's usually at 6 p.m. at night. We'll do a cooking class. Last month we did fermented beverages that were not kombucha. It's like beet kvass. She does lots of great dinner recipes, some healthy dessert recipes, and she gives you her recipes. You can build your own cookbook just from coming to these classes alone. So I really highly recommend it. All of our patients that come love it, and oftentimes they'll cook alongside us, which is really fun. So gain that health literacy. Feel like you know what you're talking about when you're talking about your health, and explain this program to family and friends. Get your education in. Then we're going to move on to diagnostic testing. This may or may not be included in your program, depending on what kind of tests and lab work you have when you come into our clinic. This example shows a digestive panel from Genova Diagnostics and a blood chemistry panel. These are two very comprehensive panels that we have in our programs to look at blood work and your gut health, which are obviously very important things. These labs will vary from patient to patient depending on what your health concerns are and what we're looking at. And once we get your lab results back, they are reviewed by a provider prior to your appointment. They make all the notes and recommendations, and then you'll go over them together in your one-on-one time with them. Okay, and then the last is DEXA scan here at the bottom. And this is one that we like to automatically include for our Utah and some of our California patients who are located to the DEXA scan locations in California. These are really important tests because they test your bone density, your muscle mass, your fat mass, which are especially important as we age, because we want to make sure that we're reversing some of those numbers to be strong and avoid falling and things like that. If you are not located in Utah or San Diego, I highly, highly recommend that you find a location near you that does DEXA scans. We want your results, so if you get it done, send it to us and we'll review them with you. But this is another really important test and scan. So that's my 2 cents on the DEXA scan. And that is your program. So Andie, is there anything else that you would like to add to this?
I just think sometimes it's really valuable for patients to know, when you're talking about the testing, any recent testing that you have outside of East West Health can also be really, great to pass on to us if you're happy to do that. So, the more information, the better. And Jenny did a great job of talking about the educational aspect. And, that's for us too, that's from our perspective, is providing healthcare for you, is, if you've got any more information that you can provide outside of the testing here within East West is valuable for us to know. Yeah. So Jenny and I, as health advisors, health coaches, really look forward to supporting you in your health journey and setting your goals. So it's been a pleasure chatting with you today, and hopefully we'll get to see you in person soon.
Yes, and I'll just add to that, Andie. If you guys, we are your support people throughout this program. So if any questions, concerns come up, I always say this is an open communication clinic. This isn't your standard healthcare where you're not heard, you're not listened to. Please, please reach out, because we want to nip those issues in the bud. We want to give you solutions, and we're your partner in this journey. We're not here to just tell you what to do. So please reach out. We're here for you. And I think that's all we have for you today.
Fantastic. Thanks, team.